My name is Andrew Philpott. I am the Group Commercial Director here at Tickford and ProDrive Racing, which is basically two companies under the same parent company. ProDrive Racing has been around a lot longer in a number of various guises. We run 4 cars in the Virgin Supercars Australia Championship and have been doing that for a good number of years with different drivers, of course, and different partners of the team. And probably about a year or so ago, we decided to re-establish the Tickford brand, which has its origins right back in the UK many years ago, some 197 ago, when they would do Go Faster horses and carts. And we've just taken on exactly the same element where we offer a personalisation program of a number both above and below the bonnet. Probably about 6 months ago, as a brand, we wanted to look at something that we felt was going to enable us to highlight the Tickford product and show that we're an engineering-led company and our engineering focus. But we had a number of guys that are, as you can imagine in this building, very enthusiastic about the racing and have a good knowledge of the history of the sport throughout the years. And 40 years ago, there was a famous 1-2 finish with Alan Moffat and Colin Bond. So we felt it would be appropriate, albeit a different car, but still Ford product, that we would do what we call a modern interpretation. And that is our Bathurst 77 Special that you can see behind me. This was a car that we developed. We went through numerous iterations to come out with what we felt was going to be the best option from a performance perspective and from the aesthetics of the car. So from the car itself, we do quite a number of modifications, which probably take about 2.5 to 3 weeks to actually do. So we would ask customers to bring a donor car, which is an Oxford White Mustang GT, it can be auto or manual, and we then spend those weeks converting it. So it's things like the entire interior is removed, the existing leather interior, and we replace that, having bolstered up the driver's seat a little bit more for comfort, to create a Alcantara and leather interior with a colour scheme that matches the external decals on the car. We obviously then do the external decals, which takes a few days, but at the same time we take off the bonnet and the boot lid and the wing mirror caps. We spray those black because that's how the original car looks, and again, to keep this modern interpretation consistent, we put on the number 1s. The suspension is lowered by 25mm. We update the brakes with a Mustang specific Wilwood brake package, and then we have our own wheels and tyres. And the wheels and tyres, we use Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which after we did some testing, we found to be the best one. And at the same time, the wheels, interesting little story with the wheels, the car back in 1977 started off with gold wheels. And when we looked at gold wheels, bright gold wheels on these vehicles, it was just too incongruous. It didn't work because of modern day, I guess, feelings and ideas and thoughts. So what we ended up with was actually this bronze look, which is in effect how the gold wheels finished the race, having been covered in brake dust. And it actually worked quite nicely. So there are existing wheels, but now enhanced in size from 19-inch to 20-inch front and rear. Under the bonnet is where most of the modifications are done. We put on what is a Roush Stage 2 supercharger, which takes the power up to 727 horsepower, so that's 542 kilowatts with 820 newton meters of torque, making it a bit of a beast as well. And that also has other modifications such as spark plugs and fuel pump that needs to be updated as well. We also then have our own bespoke and fully compliant exhaust system that was developed just for this vehicle, which we then put on in association with the supercharger. And then of course, well, there's the badging as well. We fit a rear spoiler, we put the decals on, and we also fit above and below the car a variety of Steeder strut braces and our own internally designed bracing, just to ensure that when we've got all this power, we need the traction to put it down. So that's pretty much, I think, a good summation of what consists of our Bathurst 77 Special vehicle that you see here.